Welcome back to Mag Plus. I said that in the last one. Okay, so we're gonna... Brad here is gonna give us his take on Resident Evil.
Afterlife.
Yeah,
I actually saw a movie.
3D.
I went and saw it in 3D. I paid the extra $3.
Might as well.
Because I had to support the movie that I think was going to be the biggest of the weekend. And for a Resident Evil movie, it's good. It's just like the other ones. If you like the other ones, it's just like them. I can't say it's like better than any of them. I think the first one's still my favorite. But the 3D makes this just like jaw-dropping. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen enough 3D movies, but the 3D in this movie, I was just watching the whole time like, yes,
well,
yes.
How many 3D movies have you seen? Like, what have you seen?
I've seen 3.
Well, I know you've seen Avatar, you've seen Resident Evil,
Avatar,
and you've seen what?
Piranha.
Oh, Piranha.
Yeah, those are the 3.
Oh, I guess if all you have to compare it to is Piranha and Avatar, then.
But everyone says Avatar is the bar. Like nothing matches Avatar for some reason.
That's because everyone also thinks it was an amazing story.
I don't know. Avatar didn't blow me
away.
away.
It was crap.
I just remember going like, this is different. But for some reason, when I was watching Resident Evil, maybe because the whole movie's not computer generated, so it felt. That's what I didn't like about Avatar. Is it felt fake. Whereas this one, when it's real people, and to use the 3D to make the violence look cooler, I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice.
I really
stuff flying at you and junk.
Yeah,
axes in your
awesome.
face.
There's a part with an explosion in the very beginning. I thought it was awesome. It's like a nuclear explosion.
Nice.
Yeah, so I would give Resident Evil an 8.5, but that's mixing with the 3D with the movie. The movie I'd give a 7, but I'd give like a 9.5 just because of the 3D. So I'm going to average it out to an 8.5. So I'm going to do that.
So we're averaging an 8.5 for Resident Evil Afterlife.
3D. Make sure you put that because there is a version that's not 3D.
So you want to see the 3D version?
Yes.
Go out and see the 3D version, everyone who sees this.
Yes.
So all 2 of you.
Because, you know, in the middle of the movie, I would do this. And it didn't seem quite as amazing as when I did this. Because if you close one eye, it gets rid of the depth.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
You figured out that
or if
technology.
you take them off the movie,
Okay. So that would be a cool on our system. So sweet. Well, not sweet, but cool. Cool movie.
So sweet. Awesome.
All right, let's talk about M. Night Shyamalan and his dethroning, his fall from fame, his horrible smashing upon the ground, and is he getting back up or what?
All right, so last week we were talking about everybody rips on Bay for no reason.
Yes. And we might actually start doing like a director's corner or something whenever we feel like it. Right now,
like I noticed, like people like eventually just start ripping on something like for no reason. Like when people start ripping on Tony Hawk for no reason, it's like this guy's like the best skater in the world at the time. Everybody was just ripping on him, like, oh, he sucks.
Yeah, no,
really, that's why he's yeah. And then for a while, people were like, Blink sucks. It's like, but they're the most popular band right now. This is back when
I think what's going on is people think it's cool to not go with the crowd, so they all go together in hating the thing that they all loved before.
Oh.
They're a little...
oh, it was cooler back then. People always say this. It's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor, sad,
except we just did that with Linkin Park.
We did but we have reason to not like Linkin Park because they've totally changed and they're not Linkin Park anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why we're upset with them. We have a logical explanation. These people that we're talking about do not. They just, Tony Hawk, when they're hating him, is still the greatest skater in the world and proving it right in front of them, and they still hate him for no reason.
Yeah.
Even though they loved him 5 minutes before. So, that's our point. Moving on. What were we saying?
Oh, so we're going to talk about how Bay doesn't deserve that crap everybody gives him.
Yes, but
he's
M.
still
Night...
making awesome movies.
Yes, he is.
But M. Night...
deserves it.
He
deserves it.
I liked M. Night.
Let's start from the beginning.
Sixth Sense?
Well, even before then, he was doing writing that was pretty good, which got him the Sixth Sense gig to produce it, to write it, and to direct it, and it was amazing. And it's still his best movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Watch it when you're sick, you'll cry.
Then he did
Unbreakable.
Then he did Unbreakable, which wasn't as popular.
But it was good.
It was very
really
good, but it was very like it was like an acquired
people wanted
taste.
The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
I think people had too much wanting The Sixth Sense again.
Yes, but it was
So
still
what did he do?
it was still very good. So then he came out and he did Signs,
Which was
very good.
yeah. People don't. I don't know. People don't like the ending of Signs for some reason. I don't know.
I thought the ending was good. I think the ending is what makes it good, because if it wasn't for that ending, the rest of the movie wouldn't make any sense.
I think you're talking about they just didn't like the aliens. You know, when they saw them, like, oh.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is you're not going to please people. They're gonna be like, oh, they look stupid. But then if they didn't show them, they'd be like, oh, I didn't get to see them.
You know, for even they played like barely any physical role in the movie. They were all just like noises and sounds and some fingers under a door until the very end. It was fine. He handled it well. After that was The Village. And this, I'll even admit, was a step back. Although a lot more people don't like it, and I think it's still pretty good.
That's the same time as that documentary about him came out.
Yeah, that documentary was really good.
Yeah, that documentary is really good.
And I think
if you haven't seen it, it's called, what is it called?
The Secrets of...
And The Buried Secret of M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, that's
if you have Netflix, definitely get that. It's good.
It's very good.
Well, I don't know if it's still good because M. Night... But at the time, M. Night was like awesome.
Just remember, you've just seen Sixth Sense and Signs, and M. Night's working on this Village movie that you don't know too much about, and here's a documentary about his process.
Yeah.
And his history. Okay, and then so The Village. What did you think of The Village?
I liked it. I remember thinking it was really good.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I liked it.
It wasn't as good as the previous three, but it was still good.
Yeah.
I thought.
And then he did. And then I was stoked about Lady in the Water. I was like, oh, this is going to be cool because if you watch a documentary, it talks about
he's got a water thing, yeah. And
so when Lady in the Water came out, I didn't dislike Lady in the Water. I liked it, but it just wasn't.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
I liked
it. It wasn't like bad, but it was just so. I can't even explain it. It's just like this weird feeling in my gut that I get when I watch it. It's just like, this isn't right. Something is wrong.
But it was funny. After that came out, people like really hated him. You know, that's when people.
That's when people started really just going, "What the hell?"
And I was like, "No." I was like, "Yeah, it's not as good, but you know,
give him a chance, man.
Give him a, you know."
I mean, one that's not as good. I mean, even I admit it's not like horrible. It's just, but I didn't like it.
And then I remember checking IGN and seeing that
I remember
they
this.
greenlit a movie called The Happening, where people are mysteriously killing themselves, and it's going to be his first rated R movie.
And this was big news for us. I mean, I remember back when we were out in the parking lot, and you had to come and tell us.
Yeah, we
rated R M. Night.
Yeah, we were super stoked. We were like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever.
2 years later, it comes out.
We were in a bad mood to go into that movie because of but anyway,
certain situations.
Certain situations. But that movie, I'll never forget. It was about 2/3 of the way into the movie, and I was watching it, and I was like, "This sucks," and I don't think anything's gonna make it better.
Yeah, it took about that long because it's mysterious. It's like supposed to be mysterious, and you're seeing things that you've seen in the previews. You're like, cool. We're moving on. I'm seeing a lot of things in the previews. I'm going to see some new stuff. That's stuff they couldn't put in the previews. But no, they could put it all in the previews because it was all not worth rated R.
Yeah. And then it gets to that ending. Oh, that ending. The trees killed everybody.
The trees killed everybody.
It was like M. Night couldn't think of a way to end that movie.
He's like, what should I do? He also couldn't think of a way to take advantage of rated R.
Yeah.
One of the... the previews were awesome, and people just like, just walking right off the edge of buildings and things like that.
It was creepy.
That was creepy. But that was the only, when you actually saw that in the context of the film, it wasn't creepy.
It was boring.
It was boring.
Honestly.
And then the
only part that was remotely interesting is when they were falling off the roof and they were slumping down. Remember, the guy didn't know what was happening at first?
Yeah.
That part was kind of...
That was it.
After that.
But even then, the gun part pissed me off because they would not show them shoot themselves. all you saw were some feet, and then you heard a gunshot, and then you followed a gun tumble away, and you hear a body hit the ground, and you just watch the gun as someone else picks it up, and you just see their feet. It's like, dude, you have rated R now. You can show this stuff, you know. And then what makes it even worse is he kept going back to it. When they're out in the field, you know, they don't show it at all. All you hear are gunshots.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we know what's happening. It's not, you know, scary anymore. Why are you hiding
That's why
it?
we bought the ticket to go see this. We wanted to see this.
Yes,
obviously.
we wanted to see it. You can't scare people with that mystery once you've already established what's going on. You know, when you see a group of people and then someone gets stranded off and then all they're hearing is gunshots and you don't know the context of the movie, then it's scary.
Oh, and another part that got me is it felt like he shot those little kids just to go, whoa, this is rated R. Like, like all of a sudden he's like, okay, I'll kill some kids. Like, it was totally just...
It wasn't very good.
And then when they didn't know what to do, they put a creepy old lady in. I was like, oh my god, he fell for every tactic, but shock value, kill kids, and then put a creepy old lady in for no reason.
Yeah, she just was like out of nowhere, crazy,
Yeah.
and then whatever. Anyway, that movie was horrible. He has now fallen off his pedestal, and he just hit his head on the floor, looking like a moron, because he was leaning back all cocky and everything.
As a matter of fact, that's why I didn't see his new one.
I did see his new one. Avatar, the one everyone hates. And guess what? It wasn't that bad. It was actually quite decent. So,
Eric, you know you're the only one that says that.
I am the only one that says that. And you know what? I don't even care, because for a while I was like, how come I'm the only one that thinks this is good? And I was doubting myself. But as time has gone on, and as I've rewatched the entire show, I realize that everyone is just angry because they're...
I'm going to do a scene from The Happening.
What happened? Maybe that's why it was called The Happening, because you never knew what was happening because they didn't show anything.
It was happening.
Okay, anyway.
Hey, wasn't it from something? What's happening? Like, from, like, Arrested Development or something? I can't remember. Oh, no, I know what that's from. Never mind. I don't know what that's from.
Okay.
What's happening?
Anyway. So, I've watched the rest of the Avatar series several times. He did a good job. Simple as that. People just don't want to make any sacrifices at all, and you have to make some sacrifices. We're taking a 4-show episode. We're taking a 24-episode show, and you got to fit it into 2 hours. That's what happens. So you just got to deal with it and enjoy the damn show. He did a pretty decent job. Anyway.
Well, now he's having other people do his work for him.
Now he's having other people do his work for him, and this might actually be a good thing. It might, open his eyes up to what writing and stuff needs to be. Because he lost it. Anyway, that's our M. Night. That's our take on M. Night Shyamalan. I think he might be on the rise. We'll see with Devil. Although he's not directing it or writing it, he just comes up with the idea.
I'm not going to count until he directs another one.
He's like the hardcore producer. He's choosing who's going to write it, and he's coming up with the idea for the writer. So, there you go.
But it doesn't count. It's kind of like Last Exorcism. I don't count that as an Eli Roth movie, even though he produced it and had a whole say in it.
Yeah. All right, we only have a minute left, so let's go through these really quick. What do you think is going to happen with the new releases? Do you think The Town is going to be good, yes or no?
I think The Town's going to be awesome.
I think The Town is probably going to... It's probably going to be okay. I'm not going to like it because it's got that douchebag in it. And,
no.
And,
he's cool, and I think he looks cool.
And I don't think it's going to do too much money just because it's one of those movies that won't, but it'll probably get...
And it's rated R.
It'll get good... I think it'll get good grades. All right, next one. Easy A, chick flick. What do you think?
What do I think about it?
Do you know anything about it? I don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
really.
I know she pretends like she's a tramp to get popular. But
yeah, I remember that now. That one's going to be crap. All right, Devil, M. Night Shyamalan one we were just talking about. Do you think it's going to be good or what?
No, maybe there was a time I thought it was going to be good, but I don't know.
Not right now. I think it's got a chance. We'll see. Yeah. Once again, we'll see.
Got a chance, but if it's good at all, I'm not going to give any credit to M. Night. I'm going to give it to the guy who did all the work.
All right, Alpha and Omega, CGI movie. Do you think
also
it's going to be good?
3D. No thanks.
No? I think it'll do good. That's all we got. There might be a third segment. There might not be. re-recorded it already, but it might not have recorded. So catch you
All right.
catch you later.
Latest.